Hello. So today is the 25th day of recording video in my practicing communication skills, and today I am going to read Harry Potter's uh, and the Order of Phoenix, and I am continuing where I last read. So until now we have read that Harry is sitting outside of his house to avoid eyes from his uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia. While he is thinking about it, while he is just he's just sitting down uh, outside the window and thinking about and just listening to the news. That's it. So and we are continuing on this conversation ahead. So Harry thought he was to be congratulated on his idea of hiding here outside the window. He was not perhaps very comfortable lying on the hot hard earth, but on the other hand nobody was glaring at him, grinding their teeth so loudly that he could not hear the news, or shooting nasty questions at him, as had happened every time he had tried sitting down in the living room to watch television with his aunt and uncle. Almost as though this thought had fluttered through the open window, Vernon Dursley, Harry's uncle, suddenly spoke. Glad to see the boy stop trying to butt in. Where is he anyway? I don't know, said Aunt Petunia, unconcerned. Not in the house. Uncle Vernon grunted. Watching the news, he said scathingly, I would like to know what he's really up to, as if a normal boy cares what's on the news. Dudley hasn't got a clue what's going on. Doubt he knows who the Prime Minister is. Anyway, it's not as if there would be anything about his lot on our news. Vernon, shh, said Aunt Petunia. The windows is open. Oh, yes, sorry, dear. The Dursleys fell silent. Harry listened to a jingle about fruit and bran breakfast cereal while he watched Mrs. Fig, a Betty Cat loving old lady from nearby Wisteria Walk. Amble slowly passed. She was frowning and muttering to herself. Harry was very pleased he was concerned behind the bush, as Mrs. Fig had recently taken to asking him round for tea whenever she met him in the street. She had rounded the corner and vanished from view before Uncle Vernon's voice floated out of the window again. Dudder's out for tea at the Polseys, said Aunt Petunia fondly. He's got so many little friends, he's so popular. Harry suppressed a snort with difficulty. The Dursleys really were astonishingly stupid about their son Dudley. They had swallowed all his dim-witted lies about having tea with a different member of his gang every night of the summer holidays. Harry knew perfectly well that Dudley had not been to tea anywhere. He and his gang spent every evening vandalizing the play park, smoking on street corners and throwing stones at passing cars and children. Harry had seen them at it during his evening walks around Little Winging. He had spent most of the holidays wandering the streets, scavenging newspapers from banks along the way. The opening notes of the music that heralded the 7 o'clock news reached Harry's ears and his stomach turned over. Perhaps tonight, after a month of waiting, would be the night. Record number of standard holidaymakers fill airports as the Spanish baggage handlers strike reaches its second week. Give them a lifelong siesta, I would, snarled Uncle Vernon over the end of the newsreader sentence, but no matter outside in the flower bed, Harry's stomach seemed to unclench. If anything had happened, it would surely have been the first item on the news. Death and destruction were more important than stranded holidaymakers. He let out a long, slow breath and stared up at the brilliant blue sky. Every day this summer had been the same, the tension, the expectation, the temporary relief, and then mounting tension again. And always growing more insistent all the time, the questions of why nothing had happened yet. He kept listening just in case there was some small clue, not recognized for what it really was by the muggles, an unexplained disappearance, perhaps, or some strange accident. By but the baggage handler's strike was followed by news about the drought in the southeast. I hope he is listening next door, beloved Uncle Vernon. him with his sprinklers on at 3 in the morning. Then a helicopter that had almost crashed in a field in Surrey. Then a famous actress is divorced from her famous husband, as if we are interested in their sordid affairs. Sniffed Aunt Petunia, who had followed the case obsessively in every magazine she could lay her bony hands on. Harry closed his eyes against the now blazing evening sky, as the newsreader said, and finally, Bunji the Budgie had found a novel way of keeping cool this summer. Bunji, who lives at the Five Feathers in Barnsley, had learned to water ski. Mary Dorkins went to find out more. Harry opened his eyes. If they had reached water skiing Budgerigars, there would be nothing else worth hearing. He rolled cautiously onto his front and raised himself onto his knees and elbows, preparing to crawl out from under the window. That's it for today. Bye.